Howdy folks, Kirk and Jay here with Kirkgiordano Plastering. Today I'm going to show you how to fix something. Okay, here's what they had on here. And she emailed me, she said, Kirk, we got a really weak patch and we're doing other things around here. And I said, send me a picture. I said, it looks like they used a mesh tape. And she said, well, you could literally break onto the other side if you just touch it. And I said, the Doors, right? Old song. Anyway, I came here and I kicked it with my toe and put a hole in. She said, oh my God. I said, I got to break it out anyway. I'm just curious what it is. And it's fiberglass mesh tape, guys. Use fiberglass mesh tape on interior sheetrock, not exterior. This is an old house. It's all studs. What does that mean? That means we're between a bay. So if we're between a bay, we want super stiff mud. And this was back when they built the houses with just sheetrock or studs. Everybody thinks, oh, every house throughout history had solid backing. Not so. Anyway, so we put this really rich mud on here, and this mud right here got tons of luminite. What is luminite? It is an accelerator. So I just put 5 inches in there. And we're going to give this about 10 minutes. Luminite, when you add it to Portland stucco, makes it really incredibly strong. So it's going to set up in about 5 minutes. I won't bore you and ramble about stuff. I'll show you how we float this and match that. All right, guys. I said I'd show it, so we're floating it. This is what we're doing on the other side of the house. Actually, we're blending some textures in. What they did was they floated everything where it's real thick right here, kind of pregnant. We just lightly hit it, give that a chance to dry. And by the way, you guys, if you're trying to do like old Kirk does, remember this. This got 3 to 5 inches right here. And this is just barely. Let's see. Let's wet the fingers. How soft is it? Who's the best? You are, Kirk. Okay, so now that we've made a mess, I got to fix my own mess because I'm yammering too much. Okay, so we got to let this set another 5 minutes. I knew I was a little premature here, but that's okay. We are actually on the other side fixing about 10 patches like this. This is a heavy dash finish. It's thrown on. You mix the same stuff here and you throw it on to give it this dash finish. What these guys did on the other side was they floated it. It doesn't match. The house is being painted and it looks kind of like an eyesore. It looks kind of stupid. So anyway, about 5 minutes, I'm going to dash this. We'll show you how to do that too. This right here is what we did on that side. All that is a scratch and brown coat. And we float it. We bring out the aggregate, the sand. But this right here, they shot it on with a hand hopper. You can do that, guys, but just to show you a clear point. This is for all you painters that call me and say, Kirk, I've been watching all your videos, and now I not only paint, I add stucco to my list of chores because I'm good at it now. So this is for you painters. Okay, right here was an obvious patch. This is a heavy aggregate right here, heavy sand. You could only get it by throwing it on with a dash brush. I'll show you that in a minute. But so the painter just said, hey, Kirk, well, how do you fix this? I said I wasn't going to fix that. I was just doing the other patches. But since you asked, man, I'll show you. We put a little bit of glue or bonding agent. This is not a primer, guys. He said, well, if you do that, do I need to prime it? Yes, you still need to prime it because this is a bonding agent. It's not a primer. What's a primer, guys? A primer is for paint. A primer is, say for this house, you pressure wash it, then you come and prime it. Then you paint it. The primer is what adheres the paint to the surface, and that lasts 10 to 15 years, maybe 20 if you're really good at it. But the primer is everything. That's not a primer. It's a bonding agent. Anyhow, since he asked me, I'm going to go ahead and do this right here, and then I'm going to jump back on that other side and see if that's ready. This I'm going to hand dash. These right here I'm going to hand dash. This is a dash brush. You remember that old saying back in the 1900s, oh, just a dash of salt. Well, we're going to dash this with stucco. All right, guys. Now the painter asked me, man, do I got to prime that and paint it again? And I said, yes. He says, I shouldn't have said nothing. Anyway, here's what we do, guys. We're taking the same hopped up mud. This mud has luminite in it, but we just re-drilled it up. And because the sand in here is a little bit finer than these pebbles, we watered it down a little bit. So the water will make clumps. Let's see if I could. Okay, I'll dash this way. I'll dash against the grain. And all we're doing, guys, is I'm turning the brush a little bit, getting that dash on there. See, when you blow it on with a hand hopper, which is used mainly for interior mud, you get that. It just blows on. But when you throw it on, it goes a lot heavier. I'm going to get back on my real side because that's not as pretty as it should be. Okay, so you take this brush, and what happens if you get it all over the handle? Nothing. So don't worry about that. When I'm doing whole houses, I usually get it all over the whole handle. Okay, so now I'm right-handed, so I want to go this way here, and I want to get some of these clinkers out. And all I'm doing, guys, is just the old dash of salt. We're going to give it the same heavy texture as this, and I'm using a lighter sand. So you think, well, how can you get a heavy texture if you're using lighter sand? Add extra water, guys, and it'll clump up. And right here I got tooth clumpy. Just tap it down, boy, down, 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 downtown. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna go to the other side. See that, man? You shouldn't have asked me. You got to paint it again now. I'm gonna carry this. Ah! My God, carry this heavy bucket to the other side and finish that up. We got one little itty bitty patch left. So we're going to take this and look, guys, again, this is soupy mud. Doesn't matter what kind of mud you're using, Portland, Rapid Set. We've got accelerators in here, but we got a lot of water too. Now we want to get rid of some of the excess. Just tap it a couple times, and now just blam. See that? We want to make it match the existing texture. Now see that chimney? I don't want to get that chimney all, so I'm not swinging this far. So let's see, one more right here, and I should have it. And guys, you could turn this brush like this. After you do a few houses by yourself, you'll get the hang of it. You just throw it on, blend it in, feather it in. I put Weldcrete, which is a bonding agent, all the way around so that it would match. I got a couple mountains right here. Let's get those mountains down to valleys. Cool beans, that's done. And one little feathering in right here so that when it's painted, is this going to be a perfect match when it's painted? I see every patch I've ever done, guys, and I'm pretty good at this. So you guys too will probably see them, but you got to go as close to the existing as you can. Anyway, my name is Kirk. Jason's on the camera. If he wasn't on the camera, he'd be doing this himself. Anyway, we thank you guys for watching, and as usual, we'll see you on the next one.
All right, folks, we want to thank you for watching how we do things in the stucco and plastering world. We really enjoy your questions and comments, so if there's anything you want to learn about that we can show you, please let us know in the comments. And as always, from the entire Giordano family,
We'll see you on the next one.